Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to Beyond the Plate RVA. I'm your host, Rebecca Pierce. We're on season 6, episode, I don't know, but I'm excited to be back with another phenomenal guest. And before I get into that, of course, I want to run our house rules by you again, our little promo spiel that I give. This show is, of course, brought to you by RLP Productions, the producers of the show, and it's sponsored by my bakery, Maggie's Custom Sweet Treats. And as always, this show is here to support and give a platform to Black and Brown women in the food, beverage, and spirits industry. And we're always looking for phenomenal women to come on and share their food stories with us. So if you know of a Black woman in the food, beverage, spirits industry, a Black or Brown woman, please feel free to connect us with her. You can DM us on Instagram at Beyond the Plate RVA TV show or on Facebook under RLP Productions, or you can send us your information at info@rlpproductions.com. And of course, all of that will be in our social media posts for you to find as well. But I am excited to bring back. Sometimes I love to go back and look at where our guests have been and what's happened or changed for them, or what are they looking for, how they made shifts or changes if necessary. And so today I'm bringing back a guest from season 4, episode 6. Y'all, that was like 3 years ago, 2023. So I hope we got some good news as we reintroduce you again to listen. She's even doing her own podcasting thing. I'm so excited. I'm bringing back to you, and I'm so happy to hear from today, Chef Shaye Verde. Chef, how are you?
I am wonderful. I'm happy to be back.
Yay. I know we've been trying to do this for a minute, like
I'm
get an
good.
update, right? Get an update. So
Yeah.
I'm going to let you get right into it. Again, reintroduce yourself to our audience. Who are you? What's your specialty? And let's go from there.
Okay. Well, my name is Nishay Bowser, Shay for short, but I do go by Chef Verde in the kitchen world and more so outside now. I am recently been crowned with the head baker at Coco and Hazel in Bon Air.
Oh,
Like you mentioned, I have the podcast with Chef Michelle. I'm a published author now.
yes.
It's
We got to
so
talk
much
about
that has
that.
changed in the past couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am a pastry chef. I specialize in pastries. And I just like doing all of it. I like cakes. I like cupcakes. I've been playing with cinnamon rolls, breads, you name it, I've done it. So yeah.
I love it. I've been watching your social media, and like your pastry game has intensified like crazy. Your food looks so
Yeah.
beautiful. And so what what have been, I think for me, I'm like really looking into different flavors, exploring different flavors and fruits. What's been like, especially now that you're with Coco and Hazel, which I love that location. Tell us like
hmm
how you've been like, what kind of new toys or fruits and whatnot have you been playing with to up your pastry game?
So signature having a signature product is something that was really big for me this year. Because I'm good at, not to toot my own horn, but so many things. I wanted something that kind of like anchors me, that people know that I'm known for. And I want to say maybe in February, I started doing a honey pistachio cupcake. And that has just been, I mean, just about every weekend, there's been an order for those girls there. Um, Being at Coco and Hazel, it has opened me up to a lot of different things. I'm playing with puff pastry more. I'm starting with that. I've been doing a lot of different compotes and flavor combinations. I'm tasked with doing a pastry of the week and then also a cake of the month. So making sure that everything stays in a good variety. I don't want to like have blackberries, for the month and every week during the month. And so it's really taking a lot of creativity to come up with a bunch of different things. I'm not sure exactly when this is going to air. but we're going into the month of May.
Hmm.
Um, so last week, last end of what is it, April? I don't even know where we are right now.
Right. It's into April.
End of April, I did blackberry somethings, and the cake of the month for April was big for me because it's my birthday month.
Yes.
So I did a nostalgic cake. My mom usually makes me a strawberry shortcake for my birthday. So I decided to elevate that. I did a brown butter cake with a strawberry
Yes. You saw
strawberry
my eyes,
caramel
right?
filling.
Because you know I love me some brown butter. Oh, God, yes.
And brown butter cream cheese frosting. And when it's all together, it almost gives cheesecake, but it's
Mm.
like pound cake, and it's. I think that might be my new favorite that I've done for
Yes.
myself.
Yes. I love, I love a good brown butter cupcake. Anything brown
I love
butter.
brown butter anything.
Right. It's gonna be beautiful. Tell me. I know it is. And we got to definitely put some pictures up of the dessert so people can really see that. So
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
and being challenged working with Coco and Hazel and being challenged up your pastry game to ensure differentiation but also consistency with certain desserts. How have you, since you last were on the show 3 years ago, have you seen the landscape change for Black women in the baking world, for example? I mean, have you seen there be a an emergence of perhaps more young women of color coming into this or experimenting and trying their hand in the pastry world?
I feel like there's not enough. I
Mm.
feel like there's not enough. Again, like I feel like I'm kind of stroking my own ego here a little bit, but there's not enough. I don't want to say it, but competition almost. There's not enough,
Right. No,
there's
yeah.
not enough collaboration. I don't, and
Mm.
everybody has their own lane, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I would like to see our kitchen bakers, our home bakers. I finished school, like I've done that in the past
Right.
time, so I'm officially a pastry chef now. Go and get the learning. Go and get the education.
Mm.
Make the mistakes. Try the things, reach out
Yes.
to others for collaboration or education or take the classes. But I would like to see more of us in this industry. I do feel like Richmond has a lack of good desserts.
I would agree.
Richmond has a lack of good desserts.
I would agree.
We've got breweries everywhere, we've got coffee shops everywhere, but it's like, where's the real like good pastry
Right.
shops? There's places that have like cookies or places that
Hmm.
specialize in donuts, but like, what if I just want a slice of cake somewhere? You know what I mean? That's not
Right.
from, and it's no shot at them at Shindig's. Like Shindig's has great products, but their line sometimes is out the
Are gone.
door. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
there's definitely room for us here.
All right, that makes me wonder, why is there not enough? What is it about baking, the pastry world, that seems so unattractive or inviting to young up and coming bakers? And I think a lot of it, I think some of it might be what I've been experiencing or seeing, which is that people are intimidated about baking. Now, you said that you've published a book, and I've been doing
Yes,
if you know follow me now, and I definitely talk about that in line with this question. I've been really challenging people to understand that baking is also a growth mindset practice,
it
because you
is.
said get out there and make mistakes and try. And I think maybe one of the
Mm-hmm.
reasons why we don't see a lot of us in this world is because we've been groomed to be perfect. We have to be 10 times better than everyone. You can't make mistakes. So can you kind of speak to baking as a mindset growth practice, and then how did that mindset propel you into also becoming a published author, and then talk about your book?
Yeah. So like you said, the making the mistakes and wanting to be perfect in baking it does take a lot of patience, and it does take a lot of timing and planning. You're going to fail 7 times before you get it right the first time. And
Yes.
that first time just might be getting the bake right. You know what I mean? The flavor profile might not be there, but it's
Right.
all about trial and error. And the more the more you practice it, the better you'll get. I don't think I'm perfect. I don't think anybody's ever going to be perfect when it comes to this baking thing, because
Yes.
everything is a factor. You know, the oven is a factor, your location is a factor, the weather outside is a factor. Like, these are
Yes.
all things that we don't have control of, that
Right.
we just have to learn to navigate. And I feel like with baking, I learned patience. I learned troubleshooting without setting my brain on fire. I've
Right.
learned, to trying things without falling apart, and to look at what worked versus what didn't work. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And with that, that's kind of where my coloring book came from, because you have to constantly give yourself affirmations. Okay.
Always.
Like,
Yes.
okay, this didn't work, but it tastes good. Or it doesn't
Right.
look great, but the bake is fine. You know what I mean? And I have it here with me, my little baking for, oh, no, this, there we go.
There we go.
Baking for
Yes.
Black girls. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Baking for Black girls. Yes.
Yeah, and it's got a bunch of different affirmations, and it's for everyone, but it's geared to the younger girls that, might be staring in the pastry case or in the grocery store and can't leave the bakery section because of the smells and the colors and just everything that they see. Try it. Go out and try it.
Yes. I love that. And our Wi-Fi, because the weather is crazy, the Wi-Fi is acting a little stupid. So we apologize to our viewers, listeners, but we not gonna give up. I'm just we gonna press through because this is
No.
YouTube. But I love this, a coloring book baking for. I wish I'd had something like that when I was a little girl, um, because you said something that
And
I
that's me too.
yes, this idea of affirmations every day. That's my wheelhouse. Giving affirmations every
Hmm.
day. But I love the idea of it also being in a coloring book for young girls. Would you say the audience, the target
Hmm.
audience for your book is um young adults or elementary level or any level? Because grown women need to color too.
It's for
It's a relaxation
anybody.
technique. Yes.
Yeah, because coloring is like
Mhm.
a self-care exercise.
Yes.
It's giving yourself permission to sit and create something. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
we as Black women don't do that enough. We don't give ourselves enough time to just be still.
Right.
And coloring forces you to be still. It takes your mind off of everything that's happening outside. And you're just in this page, and you're coloring the scene, and you could there's a design your own apron page in here, and
Ooh.
like, just take the time to create something, and you don't have to finish it all at one time, not the
Right.
book or even that one specific page, but it does, even if it's 5 minutes to just sit and look at something that's not chaotic. You know what I mean?
Right. Where can people get the book? Is it available on Amazon, local bookstore, on your own
Yes.
platform?
So it is available on Amazon. If you look up Baking for Black Girls, it's the only one there. And I was very intentional with that. I did all my research,
Yes.
and, I was like, wait a minute, I need to make sure that when they go looking for this,
Right.
this is the only thing that they find.
I love that.
Because before me, there wasn't anything. There wasn't anything.
You created a niche,
Yes.
a good market to
Yes.
that. And I love that. This needs to be in schools. I mean, of course, I'm going to be like, as an educator, I'll be like, this needs to be.
And you know what? I kind of feel like it that also had a part to do. My mom, when I was growing up, she worked at the local newspaper, and she
Mm,
had newspapers and education program, and that literally got newspapers into elementary, middle, and high schools. Because, we need that type of literature. We need to know what's going on. We need to know how to look at a newspaper. Um, so yeah, that it's all. I would love to get this into schools and different girls groups and things
and
like that,
women's
because I feel like
groups.
it does. Yeah, and also There's one coming for the boys.
Oh, don't we can't leave the boys out because boys need to know how to
Can't
bake
leave the
too.
boys out.
They need meditation and relaxation as well. Most definitely.
Yeah.
I love that. So
Yeah.
it's all around, and that's what I love about being a baker. Even though I'm not culinary trained, I'm self-taught. I still love the idea that baking is accessible to anyone if you really want to try it.
Yeah.
And so to consider it as as it considering it in another form like coloring as a meditative self-care practice, considering it as
Hmm.
as a growth mindset practice, I think that can open up the doors to being more inclusive because when you do think bakery, you do think, oh, only certain people get to do that or can access it. Because, we talk about food
You think about
security.
like French
Yes,
chefs, and it's like,
yes.
no, you don't have to be that French chef. You don't
Yeah.
have to be. You don't have to be French trained in France and or
Hmm.
wherever. Just start in your kitchen, you know?
Right, right. And even in bringing more homemade, fun, simple, down home desserts to the Richmond area, like you said, like if you want, because I've thought about that too. What if somebody just wants a simple slice of a German chocolate cake? Where do you go to get that? Shingdings is
Yeah.
wonderful. They're wonderful. I've
Yeah.
had
And
them.
not
I
pay
like
$12 for
that. That.
it.
But even worse, having to go into the grocery store because you want a piece of cake and you get the cake and that sucker is dry. It's like you're so
It's not.
mad.
And you know what? That's also that got me to, and that actually has me making like baking again more at home because
Yes.
it's like, man, I just want a brownie. I just want a
Yes.
brownie. And I'll
Yes.
make a whole pan of brownies just to have one. And it's
Just
like,
one.
my family is happy now. I just want one chocolate chip cookie. And it's like,
Right.
I don't want to make just a little bit. And what if I want another one tomorrow? You know?
Exactly. Right. So I love that. Maybe this book will help young people, young girls, and soon young boys.
Hmm.
Again, like we've been doing with our short YouTube reels. Just get in the kitchen and try this recipe out. Just
Yep.
get in there and have some fun. So how does this again, I'm gonna ask you like I did 3 years ago. What do you love about being a Black woman in food?
I love being a Black woman in food. I am one of the, I mean, Black women are minorities anyway, but especially in food. And
Hmm.
then double down in pastry. Like,
Yes.
I'm being recognized for who I am and what it is that I do and what I bring to the table because there's not too many of us that do it. There's a lot of cake decorators. They specialize in cakes and they specialize in cookies, but I am very well rounded and I just enjoy it. I enjoy
Right.
all of it. I
The
like
creative.
being the sore thumb that's sticking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also the creative process of saying,
Yeah.
what can I create today? And that
Mhm.
really does give you your sense of power back because
Mhm.
things are so topsy-turvy right now. There's a lot of young people and older people who feel like they have no control over their lives right now.
Mhm.
And I argue, well then get in the kitchen and make something. Learn
Yeah.
how to.
Control what you can
Yes,
control.
control what you can control, and baking does that. I love that. So what's next for you then? Like what is another goal that you have, and how can the community support you in that? What's your next goal for your business?
For my business right now, I'm working close knit with groups of chefs.
Mhm.
Not saying that I'm not taking outside orders, but with my crazy schedule at work, that's like the easiest way to
Right.
plan things. I do want to have my Baking for Black Boys coloring book released by June, so around Father's Day.
Right.
It's something cute for the dads and the boys or girls to sit and color together,
Mhm.
creating moments. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, my signature products. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to squeeze those in at Coco and Hazel for a
Right.
week or so. But yeah, like just continuing to grow. That's
Right.
my biggest plan right now is just to continue to grow.
So Coco and Hazel in Bon Air, which is like I said, I love to go there. My son is taking me there on a mommy son date, and I'm always looking at the desserts. You know, I'm always looking for desserts. But now that I know you're there, I'm gonna be like, you know what? We're going to Coco and Hazel because I know the pastry chef there. But I also wanted to ask you before I get to my one last question. Can you talk to us about your podcast adventures with Chef Michelle Wilson here in Richmond? Tell us about what y'all doing over there at the Culture Mix Studio, which, by the
So I
way, is
really
a
think
former producer of the show, but still my biggest supporter.
my interview with you years ago kind of kicked
Hmm.
that off.
Yes.
Um, and it's funny because when we had our interview, we had it at the CMR studio. Um, I was working for the Underground Kitchen, and Chef Michelle came in for a private dinner that we had, and she absolutely loved the desserts. So me and her got to talking, and I don't know how it came about, but she was like, I have a radio show. You should come on my show, be a guest. I'm like, okay. So I went, and we talked. We had such a good time, and she was like, I'm looking for a co-host. I was like, oh,
Perfect.
okay. So this is what we're doing now,
Yes, I love
I
it.
came on in May
Hmm.
came on in May of last year. And it's just been an interesting ride since then. We talk about all things food and food culture. It's funny because there's an age gap between her and I, but we're so much alike.
Right.
And we have like our brains kind of work the same way. It's nice
Right.
to have someone that's older, that has a lot of skin in the game too. She's on the culinary side, but I feel like my brain operates like a dual sword for the kitchen. So yeah, I think we're coming up on our second season together,
Okay.
and yeah, we're starting visuals soon. We're having a good time over at the Stoop.
I love that you say the age gap because I know she's gonna hear this. There's an age gap between her and I as well. She's gonna kill me. But no, what it is it's what we do as Black women, which is we are brought under the tutelage and the feet of our,
Hmm.
oh, I know she's gonna kill me when she hears this word, but our elders, our well-seasoned elders who give us the blessing of being able to not only learn from them but also teach them too, and then to
Yeah,
create something new out of that dynamic. And
yeah.
that's what I love about the two of you together. And then I've been on there with you guys before, and it's just really weird that there's 10 years between her and I and like 20 between me and you and almost 30 between you and her.
Between right.
Right? It's so cool though. It's so cool. I love it. So, Chef, you got a lot of things happening in your world, and in all of this, you're also a mother and a
I
partner.
am.
So, can you talk about again, remind us what is your growth mindset practice? What do you do every day to keep yourself grounded and focused? And I know not every day is perfect, but how do you keep these parts of you moving? What's your practice, your daily mindset practice?
Um, I start with my supplements first of all. Like,
Yes.
I have to take my supplements daily. But one thing that keeps me anchored, and it might sound crazy, but every morning, I'm up at 4:15, 4:30. I get myself together and I pack my boyfriend's lunch and his breakfast. I make him breakfast every morning. Well, just about every morning, and I pack his lunch bag, and like that's my, my send off
Right.
because he leaves after I do. And then I always try to make sure I make my family dinner at night, and we sit at the table and we sit and we have dinner and we talk about the day. But that kind of thing keeps me grounded.
Right.
It keeps me in the kitchen, but also like this is a completely different labor of love. Like,
Right. Love that. Yes.
and if I don't do that for like a week, and it's like, oh my God, I feel like I haven't loved on my family in a week, I have to make them dinner. You know
I
what
love
I mean?
that.
I need to reel myself in. But yeah, no, cooking is and feeding is my love
Yes.
language. So
Yes.
being able to provide for them on a daily basis, as long as schedules are permitted, that gives me the warm and fuzzies. You know what I
I
mean?
love
That keeps
that.
me going.
Yes. Your love language. And that is that is the story of our ancestors, of our foremothers. Food is love, and how we
Hmm.
present love on a plate for our families without though losing our own sense of self-love and self-care. that's where we continue to find ourselves needing to work more. But I love that you're finding that healthy balance
Hmm.
for you, and that's wonderful. So, Chef, I want to
I
thank
tell them
you.
all the time, like,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I tell them all the time, like, you guys think I'm cooking for you. This is for me. Like,
Right.
this is for me. You all just get to benefit from it.
Exactly. Y'all benefiting from my self love.
Yeah, first my self-care over here. I'm just enjoying this moment.
I
And you
love
guys
that.
just you get to benefit from it. That's all.
I reframe it, girl. That's right. Whatever you got to do to keep yourself going. I love that. Chef, I want to thank you so much for coming back on the show and giving us an update on your life and
Of
career.
course.
You're now a published author, head pastry chef. You are doing the thing, podcast host. I
Yes.
love that for you. We love that for you. So, ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Beyond the Plate RVA. If you want to follow Chef Verde, Chef, give us your socials.
My social is what you making Chef Verde.
Yes.
Or you can also find follow Eat Snacks. That's EATSNXS. We'll see a lot more of my pastry things. My other page is like my life.
And we'll make sure we put everything on the announcement, including the link to your book on Amazon, because we as a author, we want to
Hmm.
support other authors as well, and we'll get that out there. So, ladies and gents, Chef Verde, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to bringing another fantastic episode of Beyond the Plate RVA to you. Again, if you know of a Black or brown woman in the food, beverage, or spirits industry, and you think she's got a great foodie story, make sure you contact us again, DM us on Instagram or Facebook. And of course, you could always send an email to info@rlpproductions.com. And don't forget to follow our YouTube channel so you can stay in the loop on all these fantastic chefs and creative inventors and phenomenal women in this space. All right. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye.